Okay, so let's start from the beginning, and we're going to explain, and we're going to say even how does it apply today, because we're trying to be very practical in this class, in all of the classes. Okay, from the beginning. As to what class is a snack bread, there are authorities who explain that this is bread in a pouch. It's bread in a pouch. So what does it mean? Commentary. It should be noted that Hebrew word kisanin is suggestive of the interpretation, since the Hebrew word kis means in pouch. It's kis hababi kisnin, basically. That's in Hebrew what it means. These breads. Okay, so let's see. Mishnah. Okay. So it has to be some kind of pouch, right? So meaning some kind of feeling inside. It's like bread with something inside. Okay, like I would say, like maybe like a pita bread, right? But close pita bread, and they bake like this in a form. So it's not like pita bread. It's not a good example, because they baked pita separately and then they put stuff inside. So it's not a good example. This bread must be baked with something inside. Okay. So let's see. So okay, so the bread with a pouch. With the pouch is filled with honey or sugar. Okay, so let's see. So Mishneh Berurah says there is the bread has a different ruling. This bread has a different with a pouch, right? Even though its dough was kneaded with water from the outside, like the dough of the other bread. So there is no difference in the dough. Dough is exactly the same, right? Exactly the same as a regular bread. Since the entire dough was filled with these articles. So one more time, we fill dough and bake with these things. So it could be a fish inside, could be meat inside, cheese inside. It's not limited to only whatever what Shulchan is saying here, right? All the filling is a principal part of the bread. So you, for example, if you have meat pie, right? Maybe do they call it pie? It could be a pie. Pie is always, I think it's always closed on top, right? So this is the dough, regular dough. I mean, of course, it's they have sweeter dough, but basically, right? It's a dough made of flour and water, and closed from all of the sides, right? So it is a pouch, of course. That's what we call pouch. Okay. And okay, continue. So one more time. Okay, there is this bread has a different ruling, even though it is its dough was kneaded with water from the outset, just like the dough for other bread, since the entire dough was filled with this article. So we care about the filling of this thing. Although the filling is a principal part, of course, if it's meat, of course, that's what person wants. He wants meat, not the dough. Principal part of the bread for the eater, it is nevertheless regarded as a grain product, since the grains species are of the consequence, and baked dough is therefore considered secondary, and the baked dough is therefore not considered to be secondary to the filling. So we actually discussed it in early classes. So if you have dough, right, or some dough, or some baked goods, right? So they always have precedence in the making of the blessing. So if you have mixture, so you must, even though it's secondary, it's only a tiny amount, you have to make the blessing on this miscellaneous product. So here, even though there is a meat inside, or fish inside, cheese inside, whatever, so of course it costs 7 times more than this dough, right? And that's what person wants to eat. But nevertheless, we make it blessing on the dough, not on the filling. And of course, it covers the filling also. this is why. So we make only one blessing on these things. So on apple pie, for example, you do barei minei mizonos, and it covers the whole thing. Apples also. This is why one must make a blessing barei minei mizonos over the bread, and will thereby discharge the obligation to make blessing with respect to all of its contents as well. So everything that inside of this apple pie or a different pie is included in this blessing. On what? On dough, not on dough, on mizonos. Okay, continue. However, if one does not eat the baked dough, but only the fruit itself inside it, he is then required to make the blessing which applies to the fruit. For example, the person has this apple pie, right? Apple pie, and he does not want to make. He does not want to eat the crust, right, on top of it, the dough, right? So he can break the pie and take out whatever from inside. So in this case, he would need to make only one blessing on a fruit. Okay, continue. The Taz states that if the fruit is removed from the bread, one eats only the baked dough, he must nevertheless make the blessing barei minei mizonos over it, and not the blessing Hamotzi. This is because the baked dough has the ruling of snack bread, even by itself, since it was baked with the fruit fillings, and it is unusual to make a meal out of such a bread. So very interesting. Thus, it was before, I think, before the Shulchan, right? Okay, so it's very interesting. So what Taz says. So okay, for example, a person has apple pie, right? And he wants to eat only dough part. He does not care about apple. His brother likes apples. So he opens this apple pie, takes all of the apples, scrape all of the residue from this apples, put it in a separate dish, and he wants to eat only this what is it, this mizonos part. So this mizonos, even it was baked, as we said, it was flour and water. So I mean that's regular dough, right? So he would need, in other cases, he would need to make hamotzi as in a bread. So in this case, it's not bread. It's still considered to be a snack bread, right? Because that's how it was baked in the beginning. And plus, people don't eat so much of it. Don't eat so much dough from this apple pie, so they would need to say the blessing of Birchas Hamazon, because it's simply too much. They say even, and then people do not make usually do not make meal out of this kind of bread, this kind of mizonos. Okay. Continue. Actually, you know what? Let's not continue. Let me start this sentence again so we have continuation. As to what is classed as a snack bread, there are authorities who explain that it is a bread with a pouch, pouch-like form. This pouch is filled with honey or with sugar, nuts, almonds, and spice. Okay. So next Mishneh Berurah, nuts, almonds, and spice. The Shulchan Aruch means or nuts or almonds and spice. It seemed logical, right? So I mean, not all of them in one feeling. So it's going to be mizonos. No, it's Mishneh Berurah says it's this or this or this or this. It seemed logical that this opinion also required to taste of the feeling to be discernible in the dough, as the Shulchan Aruch concludes later after mentioning the second opinion. So okay, so Mishneh Berurah says okay, and plus it's very important that the dough, since we said it's exactly the same or very close, the dough by in in its taste of to the dough of the regular bread. So this taste from the nuts and honey and other things must be inside of the dough. Like it has to be different taste, right? It has to be saturated with that taste, not the plain taste of the bread. Okay.